the African spirit remains resilient. It is that spirit that drives me to extend my hands to you today, to call you back to the land of your ancestors, where together we can build a prosperous, united, and self-reliant Africa.
When the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves, all they ever wanted to do was to come back home to Africa. Each and every one of them that you see, many of them are coming to Africa for the first time. They're bringing with them the spirits of their ancestors to put them to rest here.
Welcome to Africa is Marwa, where we bring you the true Pan-African voices. And today we just want to look at, the stories that have been trending, especially now that we have Trump as the president of the United States, and we know what Trump has been able to do for the shortest period since his inauguration. I mean, talk about stopping the foreign aid by USAID, or immigration policies where hundreds and thousands of Africans have been deported back to their respective countries. Welcome back home if you are in the US. It is not by bad blood. We really want us to take the conversations around Africa. So anyway, if you're coming for the first time, please don't forget to hit on that notification bar so that anytime we do a video, you're able to be notified. And also, don't forget to like this video and share it wide. And most importantly, we're growing in numbers, so don't forget to hit on that subscribe button. But for those who are coming back for another time, thank you very much for your continued support. We've been growing and we're almost 1,500 subscribers, which is a very big achievement for me because we started this recently and the numbers were more than 1,000. That's a great, huge number of Africans, or be it that you're in Africa or abroad, trying to listen to the conversations around true African voices. So yeah, in the first video, I just want us to look at the powerful speech from our dear loved president, and happens to be the youngest president in Africa, Ibrahim Traoré, in his powerful message, especially to the African Americans in the US or wherever you are, be it in Denmark, Norway, in the United Kingdom, on how you should take the importance of coming back home and assisting us to make Africa great. Yeah, because these foreign countries have been taking more of our expertise, and we leave our African country in a very dire state because we don't want to be involved in developing our own countries, which is not right. How many professions do we have across the America, across the United Kingdom or Europe? So many of them, and it's not like Africa lacks jobs, but it's because of the systems that we have that haven't made it right. So listen to this powerful speech by Ibrahim Traoré advising you on how important it is for you to come back home.
Dear brothers and sisters, I speak to you today not only as the president of Burkina Faso, but as your brother, your son, and your fellow African who feels the deep yearning to unite our scattered family. This is not just a broadcast. It is a call to every African bloodline, wherever you are, to rise and return home to your roots. For centuries, our people have been displaced, uprooted, and scattered across the globe. The atrocities of slavery, colonialism, and systemic oppression sought to break us apart. But despite the efforts to erase our identity, the African spirit remains resilient. It is that spirit that drives me to extend my hands to you today, to call you back to the land of your ancestors, where together we can build a prosperous, united, and self-reliant Africa. The progress we have made in Burkina Faso. In Burkina Faso, we are no strangers to the challenges of rebuilding a nation ravaged by exploitation and external manipulation. When I assumed the presidency, I did so not out of ambition, but out of necessity. A necessity to liberate my people from the chains of poverty, insecurity, and foreign domination. We have made significant strides. 1. Security. Despite the challenges of terrorism and instability in the Sahel region, we have stood firm. Burkina Faso has taken a bold stance against external interference, reclaiming our sovereignty and protecting our people from those who seek to exploit us. Second agricultural revolution. We have invested heavily in agriculture, empowering our farmers with tools, resources, and knowledge to ensure food security for our nation. An Africa that feeds itself is an Africa that cannot be controlled. 3. Economic independence. We are breaking free from the shackles of neocolonialism by prioritizing local industries, promoting trade within Africa, and reducing reliance on foreign aid. We are proving that African nations can stand tall and prosper on their own terms. 4. Education and innovation. We are fostering a new generation of thinkers, innovators, and leaders who are grounded in African values and ready to tackle the challenges of the modern world. 5. Unity and purpose. We are building a nation that values solidarity, where the government and the people work hand in hand to create a future of hope and prosperity. But I cannot do this alone. Burkina Faso cannot do this alone. Africa cannot do this alone. The need for a united front, brothers and sisters in the diaspora. I know the struggles you face. I know how hard it is to thrive in societies that often see you as outsiders, despite your immense contributions. You have built nations, pioneered advancements, and enriched cultures, but many of you still yearn for a sense of belonging, a place where you are not judged by the color of your skin, but celebrated for who you are. That place is Africa. I call on you to return home, not as visitors, but as co-builders of a new Africa. Your skills, your resources, your knowledge, and your passion are needed here more than ever. Together, we can create a continent that reflects the greatness of our ancestors and fulfills the dreams of our children. Why return now? 1. A battle for sovereignty. Africa is at a crossroads. The battle for our sovereignty is not just political, it is economic, cultural, and spiritual. We need like-minded people who share our vision of an Africa that controls its own destiny, free from exploitation and external manipulation. 2. A growing momentum. Across the continent, there is a wave of change. Leaders and citizens are rising to reclaim Africa's rightful place on the global stage. This is the time to be part of this movement, to contribute your voice, your skills, and your resources. 3. A land of opportunities. Africa is rich, not just in natural resources, but in untapped potential. Whether you are a doctor, engineer, teacher, artist, or entrepreneur, there is a place for you here to thrive and make a difference. What we are building a continent where our resources benefit our people, not foreign corporations. Our children can dream big and achieve those dreams without leaving their homeland. Our cultures are preserved, celebrated, and shared with the world. Our unity becomes our strength, and our diversity becomes our beauty. To achieve this, we need your hands, your minds, and your hearts. How you can join the fight: 1. Return home, relocate to Africa, and become an active participant in its growth. There are many nations, including Burkina Faso, that are ready to welcome you with open arms. 2. Invest in Africa. If you cannot return physically, invest in African businesses, agriculture, education, and infrastructure. Every dollar you invest here is a step toward economic liberation. 3. Advocate for Africa. Use your platforms, voices, and networks to change the narrative about Africa. Show the world the beauty, resilience, and potential of our continent. 4. Mentor and teach. Share your skills and knowledge with the next generation of Africans. Help us build a workforce that can compete and excel globally. A call to action. This is not just a call to return to a physical land. It is a call to return to a state of mind, a state of unity, pride, and purpose. It is a call to remember who you are and where you come from. It is a call to take ownership of our collective destiny. Together, we can build a prosperous Africa that stands as a beacon of hope and inspiration for the entire world. Together, we can honor the sacrifices of our ancestors and secure the future of our descendants. Together, we can make Africa the land of opportunity, dignity, and pride that it was always meant to be. My pledge to you, as your brother and your leader, I pledge to continue fighting for the liberation and prosperity of Africa. I pledge to create an environment where your contributions are valued, your voices are heard, and your dreams are realized. I pledge to lead with integrity, humility, and a deep commitment to our shared vision. Let us rise together. Let this message be the spark that ignites a global movement of African unity and resurgence. Let this be the moment when we say, enough is enough. We will no longer be divided. We will no longer be exploited. We will no longer be underestimated. Come home, my brothers and sisters. The land of your ancestors awaits you. Burkina Faso awaits you. Africa awaits you. Together, let us rise and build a future that we can all be proud of. And that was a beautiful message from the Burkina Faso President, Capt. Ibrahim Traoré, to all Black Americans and Africans in diaspora.
Yes, it hasn't been just Ibrahim Traoré. We know of our African mother, Dr. Chihombori Kwao, who has been very, very passionate about, each and every speech is always revolutionary from Dr. Chihombori, and I really love her speeches. And I want us to also listen to what she had to say about, the Africans living abroad.
Being here in the country of the upright man is a dream come true. To President Traoré, the reincarnation of Thomas Sankara President Traoré, who has led the struggle to complete the unfinished business that was started by our ancestors and our Pan-African leaders in 1963 when they created the Organization of African Unity. During that meeting, they demanded the creation of an Africa that spoke with one voice, an Africa that was united. That journey is yet to be finished. What is happening in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, is just the beginning of a revolution that is way past due for Africa. Africa must unite, and Burkina Faso has shown us the way. They have opened the doors. They have shown us that the bully can be defeated. That no more shall we continue to give up our lunch. That we too need to eat. And therefore, there is no negotiating with the bully. The bully had to go, and Burkina Faso showed us how to do it. So, Mr. President, I bring you your children, descendants of the formerly enslaved. They have waited over 400 years to return the spirits of their ancestors back home to Africa. When the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves, all they ever wanted to do was to come back home to Africa. Each and every one of them that you see, many of them are coming to Africa for the first time. They're bringing with them the spirits of their ancestors to put them to rest here in Burkina Faso. And that's mission number one. Mission number two, we have watched you, Mr. President. You stand for everything that we have hoped for in an African man. Courageous, fearless, and in their faces. France, unapologetically, you told France, pack your bags and go home. You, Mr. President, and the people of Burkina Faso have done it, and we have a responsibility to support you. You have over 300 million African diaspora who are looking up to you. We are here to show you that we are with you. We support you. We are behind you, and we will not let you down. Many of us were told, don't go to Burkina Faso. It's a war-torn country. Guns all over the street. Mr. President, we want you to know that the more they told us not to go to Burkina Faso, the more we ran to Burkina Faso. No one tells them not to go to Europe, to their countries of origin. Therefore, no one will tell us not to come home to Burkina Faso. So mission number 2 is to let you, Mr. President, know that you and the citizens of Burkina Faso have done all the heavy lifting. The least we can do is to support you. So we are here. Our third mission is to see what can we do, Mr. President, to play our part in building the Burkina Faso we want.
So that's it. The message is home, and to you, fellow African who is abroad and who is really trying to make sure that they do their best to support our brothers that you left home. Yeah, we know. But we really need to start thinking of how can we ensure that we start the conversations around making Africa great, making Africa independent, making Africa owns its practices. And we can't do this when people keeps on, running away and going to our colonizer countries or to other foreign countries that they feel like they are much needed, or at least we still suffer. Let's think of sustainability, because we can't be sustainable when we don't want to actually do much at home, and we can't do much when we are away. So hope the message came home, and hoping to see how things will come about, especially now that Trump and the American policies hasn't been kind on immigration. Getting a visa now to the States is way hard than before. But we're hoping that this is going to be a lesson that Africans are going to pick up so that we'll be able to develop our own countries. That was my time. Thank you very much for tuning in to Africa is Marwa up to the end. If you haven't subscribed, kindly, please do so. And don't forget to hit on that notification bell so that anytime I do a video, you're able to get it fast. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think our fellow brothers who are abroad are supposed to bring their expertise back to Africa so that we start picking up the conversations to make Africa great and independent? Or should they continue looking or exploring for opportunities out there? Tell me in the comment section what you think. But in the meantime, Africa is Marwa comes to an end, and it's a goodbye until we see each other next time.